Hello, and welcome back to the Viper's Pit. I hope you're having a great day, evening, morning, wherever you are. On June 9th of this year, Bungie announced that Destiny 2 is set to release its Year 4 fall expansion, Beyond Light. And of course, this got fans curious. There are many new questions and speculations going around since Bungie didn't talk too much about the expansion. They were likely gauging the reaction of the fans. Bungie released that in the game, Guardians will be traveling to Europa, where the team will unlock secrets of the darkness and learn how to harness stasis, a new dark-themed elemental energy. Well, if you're introducing an expansion of an ultimately famous and very much coveted game, you really won't need to talk much, I guess. But despite the little sneak peeks of Beyond Light here and there, there's not been that much. But because you guys are very cool and very awesome to me, I scoured through as many resources as I can, and I listened to the chatter around, and also I can bring you, hopefully, what is the most up-to-date info you've got so far. But first, if you want to be updated on new videos, then you can hit the notification bell. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe if you like what I do. So, without any further ado, let's dive beyond the light. Well, for those of you who are still new to the acclaimed hit game Destiny, I know, guys, I know, but there's got to be a couple of them out there, right? It's an action shooter. It's an FPS that takes you on an epic journey across the solar system, and Destiny 2 is its equally lauded sequel. According to the story plot, Destiny 2 states, humanity's last safe city has fallen to an overwhelming invasion force led by Gaunt, a commander of the Red Legion, an elite and ruthless group of conquerors. So your character will have to venture to the mysterious and unexplored worlds of the universe to find an arsenal of weapons and destructive combat abilities. To take down the villains, you are tasked to reunite humanity's heroes, stand together, and fight back to reclaim the world. Now, I don't know about you, but this plot kind of reminds me of an MCU movie. But with Destiny, you and I get the chance to become the superheroes, even if it's in a game. Hey, let's take what we can get, right? But Destiny 2 didn't really go that well when it was launched in 2017. Gamers had some issues about the difficulty being too trivial, or how the gameplay went from exciting to annoying to exciting to annoying. You get the gist of it. But since its launch date, it has evolved drastically through its different expansions and seasons, of course. Perhaps its developments were the reason that it became one of the more sought-after games by gamers. Year 1 of Destiny 2 that is, features 2 expansions. The Curse of Osiris, which released in December 2017, followed by Warmind in May of 2018. The third, more substantial expansion was called Forsaken, and it was under Year 2, was launched in September 2018. Destiny's Year 3 began with Shadowkeep expansion in October 2019, alongside a
What
version of
Hashmadu's
Destiny
presence
2
is no
called
coincidence. The High
New Light.
Priest have grander ambitions for the pyramid's influences.
And depending on whether
Return to
you
me.
count
There is much to discuss.
the New Light, it's 4 or 5 installment. This expansion will make the 4th or 5th. For a game that gets better in each expansion, we don't want to put any pressure on Bungie. But we have high expectations on Beyond Light. So, do we talk about the rumors about the game? Nah. Let's talk about the gameplay. The Guardians, who are the player's characters, harness the power of the light to use unique and special abilities using 3 different elemental damage types. Currently in Destiny, the featured 3 are Arc, which causes electric-based damage, Solar, which causes fire-based damage, and Void, which uses gravity and dark energy. But with Beyond the Light, we're going to be introducing a new one. The new elemental type, of course, you guys probably already know this, is called Stasis, which will use the power of the darkness to cause crystalline damage. Because, unlike the first 3 damage types, which draw their power from the light, the new ability makes use of energy beyond the light, which is the darkness. And I kind of like the twist in that. The Arc, Solar, and Void subclasses present a somewhat limited skill tree, where players get to choose between 3 groupings of perks without customization. But for Stasis, according to Destiny 2 games director Luke Smith, the new subclass will use an exceptionally customizable tree. It will be a brand new model that allows for much more player choice and flexibility. Weeks ago, Destiny 2 released a new gameplay trailer featuring the Stasis subclass. And we can see in the trailer how the crystalline-based elemental damage is. It also featured the 3 subclasses, of course, the Titan, the Warlocks, and the Hunters, who use stasis in different ways, from slowing down foes with stasis fields to encasing them and shattering them. Since Bungie's been kind of tight-lipped about this whole thing, we haven't really had a whole lot that we can break down on, as A, B, C deep dive type stuff. We don't have the full descriptions on them yet. However, we can take what we see in the trailers, of course, and match that with what's been released about them. We can get a pretty good guess. So, a Titan Behemoth can put its top ability into play by covering its hands with sharp dark crystals and using those as a forward damage. And this Stasis subclass also builds walls, of course. That's standard practice with Titans. But I think it's safe to say that when Destiny 2 mentioned the word create, they meant it with powers like Stasis Field, Freeze, Shatter. Now, the Warlock Shadebinder is a more natural to this spot. In the trailer, as it wields the staff and uses the fire and fires a stasis blast, I'll get it said in a minute, freezing several enemies at once, so he can proceed to shatter them. Looks like we can expect this stasis subclass to have a stop dead ability. Thank you. A hunter, a revenant, if you might, on the other hand, seems to be equipped with 2 crystal sickles, which can be thrown into enemy groups, and the weapons shatter with a burst of stasis shards. Well, we've been talking about stasis for quite some time. And just for, giggles, I thought I'd give you guys a fun fact. It turns out that stasis, which means state of decay, or state of equilibrium, state of balance, or lack of motion, or stoppage of flow. Since it's basically crystalline powers, with the name of the first 3 subclasses, Arc, Solar, and Void, I think Bungie's getting quite used to their wordplay. Don't get me wrong, I like to see it. Aside from this, new elemental damage type. What else is unique in Beyond the Light expansion? Well, if you watch the trailers, and you've been playing Destiny 2, you can't possibly miss the introduction of the new explorable location. The snowy wasteland called Europa. If you can remember in science, which I'm sure most of you can, Europa is one of the moons of Jupiter, and its ground is primarily what's ground is primarily ice. Yep, that's the same Europa. However, this is not really the first time that Europa has been mentioned in the series. It has been teased throughout the Destiny lore as the birthplace of the android exo race. It is also rumored that Bungie will be cycling in locations from Destiny 1 to replace outgoing content. The Vault of Glass raid on Venus and the Cosmodrome of Old Russia on Earth is likely to be updated and slotted into Destiny 2. Some say we'll be having a Siva infected section known as the Plague Lands, which was included in Destiny 1's Rise of Iron expansion. What else is coming with Beyond the Light? Of course, Bungie can't forget to satisfy our need for, new weapons. So first we have the No Time to Explain, a returning pulse rifle, which is a takeaway from those who will pre-order the expansion. Bungie also revealed in one of their charity live streams that Hawkmoon will have a significant comeback as a part of raising money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Very good charity, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Very good. In Destiny 1, Hawkmoon carried a perk called Luck in the Chamber, which allows one random bullet in the gun's magazine to inflict more damage than all the others. Other guns had this trait perk, but what sets apart Hawkmoon is that it carries 3 random bullets. 3 of them. Yeah. However, this weapon will also be reworked to focus on a different random effect, because a few of the comments that Hawkmoon has been receiving from players is that the random effects are not that engaging. And as they always say, there's room for improvement, and it's great to see that Bungie is taking notice and making some improvements. So, Bungie also shut off a new legendary weapon that players will be discovering in Europa. It's a shotgun, but I couldn't get any definite details about that one, so I owe you one on that, guys. I don't know anything about its firepower or the firing mechanics of it, so I just didn't put it in. As for the characters we can expect, you can expect the return of the reality jumper Exo Stranger, who was responsible for leading the player around the first Destiny's campaigns. Of course, from Destiny and Destiny 2, Eris Morn, the former hunter. Also, we're going to be having a return for the nameless rogue Lightbearer. The Drifter will be one of the characters returning to help us with our development. Now, since I've discussed the gameplay in great length, let's have a quick walkthrough of the story behind Destiny 2 Beyond Light. After multiple pyramid ships began invading the solar system, it was said that a new power is born out of the old pyramid ship above Europa. A dark empire rose beneath and united under the leadership of the fallen Kell of Darkness named Aramis, also known as the Ship Stealer. The Exo Stranger then calls Eris Morn and the Drifter to the icy moon to probe the ship, where the Exo Stranger also revealed that she comes from a different timeline, where she has seen the darkness win. As such, she will keep her role as in the first Destiny as a guide for the players in our clash against the new fallen villains. Both parties seek the power of the darkness, and this is the background story. Plus, the quality trailers makes me intently look forward to the next expansion. But despite all the new things that Beyond Light has to offer, Destiny 2 will be removing a lot of content. Just here's a quick breakdown for you. 4 planets or moons and a giant ship, to name a few. This has to be done for, of course, practical reasons of saving space. A total of 5 raids: the Leviathan, Spire of Stars, Eater of Worlds, Scourge of the Past, and the Crown of Sorrow will be leaving Destiny 2 in this expansion. 7 strikes will be taken down. They are Savathun's Song, the Pyramidion, Festering Core, 3 of Probabilities, A Garden World, Strange Terrain, and the Will of Thousands. There will also be a total of 16 adventures and 9 lost sectors to be cut from the game. 10 Crucible maps, including Altar of the Flame, Convergence, and Burnout, will also be leaving. And we'll be saying goodbye to 2 Gambit maps, the Deep Six and New Arcadia. Hopefully these are only temporary, and this content will find its way back into the game in upcoming expansions. Oops, did I say that? Yes, you heard me right. There are 2 more large developments. The 2 large developments of the expansions are coming our way. As y'all know, Beyond Light was initially set to launch on September the 22nd, but due to the pandemic, its release was delayed to November the 10th of this year. Let's just hope there's not any more delays, huh? Now, as I was saying a little while ago, Beyond Light will be followed by the 6th expansion, which Bungie has named The Witch Queen, scheduled to be released in 2021. And the 7th expansion, which right now the working title is Lightfall, which is set to be released in 2022. So, that's all I could find for you about this Destiny 2 Beyond Light. For now, guys, just for now. But Bungie will remain exceptionally discreet with this one until the release date. You can almost bet. As always, we'll just have to see in November whether all this is going to be worth it on this expansion. Thanks for watching. That's all I've got for you. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you like what I do. So you make sure you let YouTube notify you when I upload new video. Now, as usual, really quick, you've always got a friend here at the Viper's Pit. And you can do anything you put your mind to. I've got faith in you. That being said, if you want to become part of our community, we would be happy to have you. And that's it for me. You guys take care of yourself. We'll see you in the next video. Holy Viper, out.